Hey, it's Derek. How's it going? It is time for another jazz song. So last time we did I Got a Bad and That Ain't Good. On the adjacent page here, we've got I Could Write a Book. And last time I did the song on the adjacent page, that was Black Coffee, right next to Big Nick. And so I glanced at this song a time or two this week. This song seems similarly simple to I Got a Bad and That Ain't Good. And that's like not a bad thing necessarily. I could do something with that. But I thought for fun, why don't I just try sight singing it? So I kind of did, because it's in C, and once again the notes and the rhythms and the intervals are fairly simple, and I noticed I was able to do that. So we start on the third here. Da 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 da, and then that's the first ending that goes back into the song. Now that wasn't C, that's just like a comfortable range, but the point is that I'm able to like follow these intervals quickly, which is awesome. That's showing progress. We're getting somewhere with this, and honestly, I think the more I'm able to do that, especially with more complicated songs, the less I'll probably be focusing on breadth and more on taking the songs a little bit further, giving them some depth, maybe putting chords and melody together like in a single play rather than editing it together, which I would say means two things. First, that's a testament that this is working. I'm learning how to read a lead sheet and quickly pick things up, which is awesome. And second, it means I probably need to go do something more difficult. I'm thinking more along the lines of ESP. It had some odd chords in it, it had some odd melodies, and I really didn't have a great grasp of the song until I ended up putting it together. So that's what I'm gonna do. So anyways, it's time to pick out a random song. Here we go. It's not a true random. I'm going to be like looking for something a little bit more complicated for the sake of my own learning. But here we go. All right, we're going to try Up Jump Spring by Freddie Hubbard. This song is going to be in B flat. We've got two flats. It's going to be in 3/4, so a different time signature. I see a decent variety of chords, chord types, I see a squiggly line used in some places. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. And a slash with the chords. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to have to look it up. So we're advancing a little. This one's going to be a bit tougher. And that's okay. That's what I want. So here we go. Gonna be starting with the chords. Okay, so I'm through the first ending, and yeah, it takes some interesting directions here. I'm gonna do it again through the second ending, and then in a similar style to a lot of them. This is an AABA structure. We have a second ending, we have a middle part, and then it looks like we have our final A piece. I think the slashes are intended to notate chord spacing, how much space they take up, because we're in 3/4, so it's harder to spatially identify where those go. For example, this F/F sharp diminished 7, I think is saying that your F7 takes up the first two beats, and then F sharp diminished 7 takes up the final one. Whereas further down in our second ending, we've got A minor 7 flat 5, D7 slash, I think that's saying A minor 7 flat 5 takes up the first beat, and then our D7 takes up the second two. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go through the second ending, our B part, and our final A part, and that might be the chords. Nothing too substantial there. We've got a G7 sharp 5. We've got an F sharp diminished 7, so either or. We've got a couple of minor 7 flat 5 chords, so and those seem to be our most unique jazzy chords in this. And notably, I was able to recognize them fairly quickly and play them. So really happy about that. Like I said, really glad this is working. Okay, here I go. Cool. So yeah, that's pretty doable. Great. On to the melody. So our two flats are B flat and E flat. I'm just gonna have to remember that. I don't think it's going to negatively affect me too much unless I'm looking for the note. Like I think I'm mostly going to be going off of intervals and kind of where I'm at on the guitar. But if I'm searching for a specific note, I can see that throwing me off here and there. And there's also a fair amount of accidentals in here that I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Actually, real quick, let me look up what this squiggle line means. Okay, the best that I could find was that might represent what's called a rolled chord, which is basically just like arpeggiating up to that note or down to that note. So for example, right here under this E flat minor 7, we arpeggiate up to this, I guess, B flat. And then this D minor 7, we arpeggiate down to this F. I don't know. From what I can tell, I think that's just like permission for the musician to kind of take an embellishment to get to this note. So I don't know how I'm going to handle that. We'll see. I'll probably just start off by hitting the note and then embellish it a little bit more once I have a better understanding of the song. So that's what we're going to go with. Man, if I could sweep, that'd be really handy. But here we are, learning jazz songs. Hey, sorry my mic died there. So there were a few things that I wanted to go over from the melody section that I thought would be helpful. So this one was brand new to me. There were some notes that had a dot underneath them, specifically underneath them. This isn't a dotted quarter note, and that represents staccato. So there's that. That's new. You probably heard what I did, but the squiggle line, yeah. Whenever I listened to it, it was basically just a walk up and down to and from the notes. I embellished a little bit more than that, not much, and I kind of made it a little bit more chromatic. I don't know. I read that it's kind of a artist embellishment signal, so that's what I tried to do. I thought it worked. And then this happened a few times in this one. The chords were a little bit off key, not in a bad way. I just don't know how else to say that. But they left they departed from B flat. They departed from the strict B flat major scale. As did the melody, there were a fair amount of accidentals, and I included a couple of clips of this, but it can be helpful when you're learning a melody. If it doesn't sound right, if it sounds odd based on like the key, to check the chord that's played with it, check the chord that's accompanying it. There's a fair chance that weird sounding note is going to be in the chord. So like one of them was the G7 sharp 5. That sharp 5 was the note that I was playing. And then for the notes with the squiggle lines, the notes that we land on were played with the D minor 7 and the E flat minor 7. They were just parts of those. So like it can be a nice sanity check to see that, yeah, that is what this is supposed to sound like, and it goes nicely together. Overall, this was a fun one because like it wasn't too terribly complicated. It had a little bit more complicated of a key signature. Not really, B flats, 2 flats, but like it was something more to keep track of. So it kind of pushed me a little bit. There were a fair amount of accidentals, which was nice. Again, just another thing to keep track of. 3/4 as the time signature is like, once again, just another thing to keep track of. Just another difference from the others. I wouldn't say it was as complicated as ESP. I would say it falls somewhere between I've Got It Bad and ESP in terms of like difficulty and complexity. And after I recorded mine, before I listened to the track, it occurred to me like this is medium jazz waltz, and last time I came across a song that said medium or medium fast, it was quite a bit faster than I expected. And then I was thinking about like what would 3/4 jazz sound like, and like I was like I had already recorded my version, but I was thinking, yeah, this is probably going to be more of and that's what it was. So I don't know. I guess I'm gaining maybe a little bit of an intuition there, but it was kind of after the fact, and I didn't want to have to re-record it. So I don't know. Sorry, Freddie Hubbard. I slandered your music, I guess. But that said, in terms of the overall experience, I felt like this was a really nice song to learn, really nice song to play. And yeah, I don't know. We'll keep doing some more. It was a lot of fun, and I like how it turned out. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like. Let me know in the comments what you thought, what you think of the original piece. It's played on a trumpet, by the way, which I don't know. I felt like it made a lot of sense in terms of the melody. Let me know in the comments what song you think I should do next, if you have any that you like really want me to try. And if you enjoyed this, subscribe. I'm doing one a week. I'll see you in the next one.